this during the session, please feel free whenever you want to interrupt or you want to understand something. Please feel free to interrupt me, and we can just solve it, or we can take the questions after the session as well. Okay. Okay. So now going forward, we need to understand what is Salesforce or what is CRM. Before going into CRM or before going into Salesforce, we need to understand some basic concepts of software and some basic concepts of business. Yeah. So, as we know, there are softwares which are of two kinds. One of the softwares is called on premise, that is installed within your system, within your laptop. What could be the example of an on premise software? On premise software, I'm sure almost all of you has used Office or Word or something like that. I'm sure you have used, right?
Yes, yes. OS.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So these softwares are installed in the system. Okay. To access those software, you do not need to go anywhere else. Those softwares are present in your software. Now comes the second category of the softwares, which are called cloud softwares, cloud-based softwares. Now, what are cloud softwares? Cloud softwares are just a second. Sorry for the interruption. So now comes the cloud softwares. Now, what are cloud softwares? Cloud softwares are those softwares, those are hosted in some other server, and we access this remotely. Now, how we access some software remotely? We access them through apps or through websites. Now, what could be the example of a cloud-based software? We have heard Netflix or Amazon Prime or those streaming softwares. What we do we go to the app, but we can see that if there is no connection, no internet connection, we cannot stream any video or we cannot see anything. Okay. So to stream that, we need the internet connection so that we can connect to that server and we can do whatever we want to do. Similarly, we can view it in a browser as well. So this goes for cloud softwares. Now, with cloud softwares, why do we have these kinds of cloud softwares? Because this lessens the dependency of individually installing the software, upgrading the machine. You can just have your system, the all configurations, all the settings are done in that software itself through a browser. Like we are conversing in this Google Meet through a browser, or some of you might be using a Google Meet app. That can be done through that simple app itself. Okay, no other specific hardware requirements is required to configure or to use that software. Okay, this is one of the first and foremost thing. And Salesforce is the first cloud CRM software. When Salesforce was launched some 17 18 or like 2 decades back, it was one of its kind, because there were, first of all, there were very few cloud softwares at that point of time, and there were none CRM in the CRM world. There were none. Okay, Salesforce is the first CRM which was launched for cloud. Okay. Now coming to the sales process. Okay. Achha. So I'm sure some of you are experienced like Kaushik and Alokda. They know some few concept, few words, or few jargons about sales process. But two of you might not be very conversant with the sales process. But it's not a rocket science. All of us know sales. Like we all know how to sell, we all know how to buy. So these are the two basic concepts. So I'll just share my screen. A screen is visible, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, can anyone tell me in a sales process, what are the two entities that are involved?
Seller and
Like
buyer, the primary.
seller and buyer. Very good. Seller and buyer. So we have, suppose as in perspective of a seller, I must have something that I want to sell. It can be a product, it can be a service, it can be a combination of both, it can be anything, correct? And obviously I'd be able to sell only if there is a prospective buyer. I have brought something which nobody is willing to buy, does not make any sense, correct? So for a sales cycle to get completed, there has to be two entities. One has to sell, the other person has to buy. Now, what does CRM means? CRM, anyone can tell what is the full form of CRM?
Customer relationship management.
Customer relationship management.
That is perfect. Customer relationship management. Okay. So this is a process. CRM is a process, and any software that helps in this process is the CRM software. In this case, our Salesforce. Okay. Now, can you tell me? These are the two entities that are involved in the sales process. So, who will use a CRM software? A seller or a buyer?
Seller.
Seller.
Seller. Everybody agrees.
Yes.
Any other views? Anyone who thinks buyer would be using CRM? No one, right? Okay.
No, no, definitely seller point of view, definitely CRM is required, but buyer can also be a seller, right?
Buyer can be seller, but in that context, this becomes a secondary sales. Like
Secondary sales, yes, absolutely.
this can be a dealer. This buyer can be a dealer.
Dealer. Because in a, in that architecture where, manufacturer goes to the, distributor,
That is correct.
distributor is a buyer. Now, distributor sometimes is also the seller to the,
Absolutely. This distributor has to sell because he won't take the material to his home, so he has
yeah,
to sell it down the line. The secondary, he has to perform the secondary sale. But
yes,
are we concerned to the first seller or to the second seller? That we have to see. If we are means configuring it for the dealer distributor, in that case, we'll not tell that he is the buyer. We will tell that he is the seller. So suppose, Kushik,
yes, yes,
this is a manufacturing company. Say Everett. Eveready has a distributor called ABC Distributions, and we are configuring the CRM for Eveready. So in this respect, Eveready is the seller, that ABC Distribution is the buyer. It's a pretty simple relationship. Now, if we are configuring the CRM for ABC distributions, and we are that is a B2 C sale or B2, it can be B2B to the selling to the retailers. So in that case, it is again becoming the seller, and the retailers are becoming the buyer. But again, the retailers are also not taking it to their home. They will be selling it to the ultimately to the end customers. So we can configure whichever down the line will go, will have one buyer and one seller.
yes, yes,
Yes. Okay. So the secondary sales will come much later. Like if they want to, this first seller wants to track the secondary sales and all. Okay. Okay. Great. So we have this clear idea who will be using this software and why they would be using. So now coming to the part, why would someone, what is so special about a CRM software or a Salesforce that they are willing to use this software? Why do you think, from the seller point of view, someone would need something to something like a CRM software? What could be a major like requirement for a seller to use a CRM software? Anything that comes to your mind?
Purchaser informations.
Purchaser info. Okay. Anything else?
Customer engagement.
Customer engagement. Yes. Anything else?
User friendly software.
If your software is not user friendly, who will be using it? So every software has to be user friendly. There could be deal details like what we are selling. There could be product details, what my company sells, many other things. Now, coming to it, there are few terms that we use in respect of this. Let me just give you those terms. First term called a lead. Okay. So, can anyone tell me what does lead? What is the first thing that comes to your mind when I say lead?
A prospect purchaser.
Prospect purchaser. Perfect copybook answer. So, what does a prospect purchaser mean? I am a seller. Suppose I am a seller. Okay. Mahadeep is a buyer. Fine. Buyer means purchaser. So, what does prospect purchaser mean? So, before going into this, I'll just say another thing. So, there are two kinds of business. One is B2B and another is B2C. So, what is B2B? B2B is selling, the business is selling to another business. And B2C is basically business selling to a customer. Say, suppose, take a shoe brand, say Nike. So, Nike is selling shoes and you want to buy a Nike sneakers. Suppose. What do you do? Do you go to Nike's company and tell them you have to go to US to buy a Nike shoe? Obviously, or you go to the Nike company, the factory, and tell them I want to buy a shoe. Obviously, we don't do that. We go to any shop and we go to the shoe section, like showroom. We go to that particular showroom, see the shoe, buy. That's it. So we are a customer, and I have brought it from some business. That became B2C sales, business to customer. Now this showroom or this, suppose you went to some mall, uh, the Shopper Stop or something, Pantaloons. They're also selling Nike shoes. They're selling the Nike shoes, right? I mean, you are buying from them, and they are selling. But they need to get the shoe from Nike. They are not manufacturing the shoes at their backyard. They are buying it from the Nike brand itself. So, and to buy, if buying is there, selling is also there. So that means Nike company is selling to them. So I suppose have a chain of 5 shops, say XYZ shoes. Now I want to buy Nike shoes. obviously I'll not go to another shop to buy shoes in bulk. I'll definitely go to Nike, or Nike will come to me, or they will try to suppose I have instead of five, I have 500 outlets spread across India. So Nike would want me to sell their shoes. This kind of thing. This is how business works, right? So that's called a B2B sale. Correct. Now, again, what is prospect? What is prospect purchase? Nike is selling, I am buying. So what does suppose Nike is selling shoes. Now I am the owner of this chain, shoe shop chain. I have many branches. I am still not selling Nike. I am selling some other shoes. Nike connected with, or I connected with Nike. It could be I. So we are in talks. Yeah, I am trying to sell shoes. Uh, I would like to consider shoes as well in my shop. Would you please give us your shoes? No. So what does Nike do? Nike registers me. I'm yet not a purchaser from Nike, right? But I may be a purchaser of Nike. So I am a prospect purchaser for. Why this requirement of registering prospect? Because Nike might be getting this kind of requests or these kinds of inquiries, hundreds of inquiries every. There are more than 190 countries across this world. In 190 countries, there are like multifarious sellers who might want to sell Nike shoes, but you want to buy Nike shoes, sell Nike shoes. But there could be certain roadblocks by whatever we wish. Definitely, we could not. Like there could be roadblocks, other things why I might not be selling Nike shoes. There could be business issues. There could be profitability issues and whatnot. So even if I show interest, does not mean that I will become a buyer. Okay. So suppose you go to a shop. So suppose it's during Durga Puja. You go to Pantaloons. You see a shirt. Do you go and just see a shirt and just buy it? Sometimes we do, but many times what we do, we go. Sometimes we go to Godia Hut. Sometimes we go to New Market. Sometimes we go to Pantaloons. Sometimes we go to Shopper Stop. We see, we compare, we do. That's what we are doing. Some market survey and all. So in each shop, I am not the buyer, but for each shop, I'm a prospective buyer. Correct? They are not recording my leads and my records and all, but that's not how it happens for larger business. Okay. uh, though B2C sometimes does these kinds of things, we'll come to this on some later part. Okay. So what they do, it is said in sales that whatever information you are getting regarding a sale, it should be recorded. There should be a digital record of your prospect, of your prospect buyer, of your prospect purchaser. It has to be recorded. Okay, this is a thumb rule for the sales guys. Now, once we record a lead, there is a process in the company, or there is a which this process is same for every, is similar for every company, but the steps might not be similar. Say suppose yes, all of that is coming from a real estate background. Okay, for them, they can have leads from various sources. Okay, they can have leads from their website pages. They run ads on different platforms like Instagram, Google, whatnot, Facebook, and so on. So they have phone lines, so they get inquiries. They have channel partners. People come for channel partners as well. So multiple leads are bombarded to them through various channels across the day, almost 24/7 throughout the year. Okay, each inquiry, each question should be recorded as a lead for them, because you do not know which prospect purchaser is your actual purchaser. Correct? So now, once a prospect purchaser is recorded, what is the company's work? The company's work, or the sales guy's work, is to follow them up with. Okay, and there should be some criteria. They have to find out whether that person is only window shopping, or that person is at all interested, or something like that. So suppose this XYZ shoes goes to Nike and said, yeah, I'm interested in selling Nike shoes, and Nike finds out that they don't even have the budget to afford Nike consignments. Okay, they will definitely not go ahead with discussion with this kind of business, right? Then they disqualify the business. So, but for a like legitimate business who can be a prospective partner for Nike selling Nike shoes, they will have to qualify the lead. Okay, now in terms of Salesforce or Salesforce CRM, we say that whenever we qualify a particular lead, we generally break it down to three different entities. Okay, what are those entities? The first entity is called an account. Okay, now we have to understand the difference between these things very minutely. Okay, the second entity becomes a contact, and the third entity is the opportunity. Okay, great. So what is an account, what is a contact, and what is an opportunity? First comes to an contact account. Just a second. So now, taking the example of this Nike and XYZ shoes, XYZ shoes is a company, correct? So this, when XYZ shoe is a converted lead for me, I will record XYZ shoes as my account. Okay, because this is the company, as an entity. Now contact. So remember, whenever we are storing a lead, or there is some person we are talking to. We are talking to XYZ company, but someone from XYZ is talking to me. Obviously, it is not always the owner of XYZ shoes will talk. They have designated people who are doing these activities. It could be the marketing head. It could be the business head. Anything, purchase head, whatever. Now that person's information needs to be stored in the system, because even if I have the company's information, I need some entity to talk to, right? So suppose Alokda is here representing NPR, or Kaushikda is representing Halsa. So I know I am doing business with Halsa, but I need to talk to Kaushikda. I need to buy a flat from NPR developer, but I need to talk to someone who would facilitate buying my property from NPR developers, right? So that person is becomes the contact. Say you are talking to me from XYZ shoot, I become the contact. So suppose I am purchase head. This is my designation. Now, what is opportunity? Opportunity is basically the deal. So I am XYZ shoes. Now I have 500 outlets. For each outlet, I want to buy 10 varieties of shoes, and like different quantities I want them. So I place an order to them. Okay. So I'm in talks with them. And what are your product SKUs, and these, what are the quantities that I want to buy, what rate I want to buy, these deal negotiations and everything happen. And that entire journey, okay, is recorded as an opportunity. And say I want to buy these before summer, so I want to close this deal by Nike shoes March 2026. I want to buy it by March 2026. Okay, that becomes my deal. But I'm a shoe company. I'm a shop. Sorry, Nike is a shoe company. I'll definitely not buy my shoes from Nike only once. I'll buy them. The shoes will get sold. My stock will get empty. I'll place order once again. Okay, so each time I'm placing an order to Nike, that becomes a opportunity or a deal for Nike, because again this opportunity also might not always become fruitful. Say suppose now I am a prospective from a prospective purchaser, now I am an account. Okay, now I am going in talks with Nike, and they are saying, yeah, this much of shoes will cost this, and at the end of the deal, during the negotiation, I found out that no, the export duty would be too high, or I'm not getting the target audience for my Nike shoes. They're more interested in Puma or something, or so I might close the deal as well. Okay, or Nike is offering some rate. Okay, I am not going beyond that. So Nike also, the rate deal could be get dropped from their end as well. Okay, so a deal might not happen due to some discrepancies or some mismatch in or some misalignment from both the parties. Okay, and that's why a deal ends in a closed state. Okay, deal has a journey and it ends in a closed state. That closed state could be both lost or won. Okay, and just remember, we are telling all this, we are telling this story, this storyline, this journey is being told from the perspective of a seller. Okay, so for a seller, this deal is closed but it is lost if the order does not happen, and if it happening, then we'll say the deal is closed, won. Okay, Acha. Now we can see that for an account there could be multiple opportunities. So as I said, for Nike, this is not the first time that I'll place order. I'll definitely require Nike shoes afterwards also. So I'll again say suppose I placed an order in May again. I could place an order once again. So that becomes my another opportunity, another deal for Nike. Again, that opportunity again could land in close lost or close won state. So we could see for a seller, for one account, there could be multiple opportunities, and those opportunities has to be related. Okay. Acha. Again, we see there is a thing called contact, which is associated with the account. Because I, as a Dipanjan, the purchase head, would make no sense to the in the CRM software to the seller if they do not know who I am. So suppose I have a contact. Basically, Salesforce or CRM contact is like your phone book contact. You have the name, person's designation, their phone number, email, some other details might be, and it is associated with some account. Okay, because say suppose I know Alokda. I have Alokda's name, I have Alokda's number, email ID, everything. But I do not know which company Alokda is working with. Would it make any sense to my CRM? So I try to connect Alokda, but I don't know for which company, for which account I'm trying to connect it. Okay. So that is why the accounts and contacts are related. Now, to sell one thing or to buy one thing, there are multiple stakeholders associated. So for a company, only this Dipanjan De for XYZ shoes, he cannot make the decision alone. There has to be a entire process followed. So he is the purchase head. Okay. But he needs to, suppose he needs to take concurrence from finance. Correct. And this decision to buy the shoes has to come from the marketing or the sales team. Okay. So we could see that Dipanjande is not the only influencing factor or the connect person that the seller might need to connect in order to fulfill that their deal. Okay, so Dipanjande might have given a go ahead for, yeah, I want to buy the shoes, but what next? How to buy them? Who will pay? Who will receive? These everything has to be done, and all, like, as I said, you cannot connect with a non-entity, like a non-tangible entity. This account is a non-tangible entity, but you need someone to connect to. Say you need finance head, you need logistic head, and so on. Okay, so we could see that, like the opportunity, there could be multiple contacts associated with an account. Okay, okay. Now coming back. Okay, so Salesforce gives us a platform which is called a trailhead. So the link of trailhead is something that believe the trailhead's link was given in the platform, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Have all of you, can you just confirm if
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes.
all of the Modi?
Yes, yes, we have received.
Okay, so it is important that you please make this trailhead account, because everything that we will do will do our hands on, and that has to be, because if you do not do, you will not get the flavor of the Salesforce, the beauty of the Salesforce. What I'll show here, you will be just take half an hour or 1 hour time after this class session, and try to do the same things in the Salesforce, because this Salesforce accounts are not free. Only if you make a trailhead account or an developer account and connect it with your trailhead, then only you can like do the basically the practice over here. Okay, and there are little quizzes, there are assignments that needs to be followed. Only then you will be able to see, because if you just open the Salesforce login and try to use it, it will be lost. So this trailhead is curated by Salesforce themselves, and it traces the how the journey of like your learning journey is very well curated over here. I believe we have this yeah, also trailheads also.
Dipanjan, the best thing what I saw in Trailhead, like you cannot do a fake kind of activity. Like when you are doing an assignment,
Yes, yes.
you are thinking you will just try
No,
to
no, no, you
skip
cannot.
skip or escape from the assignment.
Yes,
It is not going to give you the points unless you complete the assignment. Then only you
absolutely.
will get there. So
You
that is
have to complete it fully. Then you have to verify. You have to link your trailhead with your this thing with your account, and then only you will be able to get the points.
yes.
So I'll show once again how to like open this trailhead. Just log out for those who have not done it yet. I'm just giving it once again in the group. So this is the link. Brings you here. Log in from here. So you'll get many options. Okay, you can log in from your Google, you can log in from your Apple, you can have a Salesforce account and then log in. You can log in from your LinkedIn. I'll advise you log in from your Google, Apple, or LinkedIn account. So once you log in here,
স্যার, আমি শুভম বলছিলাম যে আমার কাছে কিন্তু এই পুরোনো মেসেজ গুলো নেই। জয়েন করার পর থেকে গ্রুপে জাস্ট এই রিসেন্ট যে মেসেজ গুলো এসছে সেগুলোই আছে।
আমি যে মেসেজটা দিলাম ওটা দেখলে?
ওটা চেক।
দেখো আমি একটা লিংক দিয়েছি,
হ্যাঁ, পেয়েছি।
পেয়েছো তো? ঠিক
হ্যাঁ।
আছে, তাহলে এটা এই ট্রেল হেডের লিঙ্কটা। বাকি যে ট্রেলের লিঙ্ক গুলো আছে আমি পরে আরেকবার দিয়ে দেবো, অসুবিধা নেই। ওকে, সো হোয়াট আই ওয়াজ সেইং, এখানে when we come here just go to hands on orgs. Okay, if you already have your trailhead account, what you can do, sorry, your Salesforce dev orgs, what you can do, you can do connect an org, but I would advise you come here, log into trailhead first, then create your playground from here. Okay, this will just ask your name, sorry, ask you to create. If you click on create, it will start creating. Okay, once your developer org is created, it will look like this. And if you click on launch, a screen is visible, right?
Yes.
It will take you somewhere here. Let me launch this one. It's better. So it's something, it will look like something like this. Okay, this is called the Salesforce homepage. Okay, and this is called an app launcher. Okay, and these are called the tabs. Okay, this is your profile, and this is called the setup. You click this, something like this opens. Whatever configuration or admin settings will do, we'll mostly do it here, which is reflected here. So this is screen for the end user. The end user uses this screen. This is called the app. This is by default the sales app. So whatever we'll do it here. Okay, as you can see, there are these tabs called leads, opportunities, accounts, contacts. There are few others which we'll see gradually. First, let us see how the lead tab looks like. Okay, this is called the lead tab, and this is called a list view. Okay, I'll just click on this list view. I like this view better. So you'll see, this gives the list of all the leads that you have in your org. So this is called an org. Okay, this is called a Salesforce org. Now, when you are here, these are called list views. You can create your own list view, or you can have them. So this was recently viewed, so that's why nothing was coming. This gives open leads and everything. Now let me show you how we can create a lead. Okay, to create a lead, come to the lead tab and click on new, or click on this drop down and click on plus new lead. Okay, it's the same for. Okay, so in this org, you can see these are the bare minimum informations that we can record for a lead, and any field which is marked with a red asterisk is basically compulsory. It is like any other software, like whichever form or any software that you are using. You might have seen that whenever you're trying to fill some details, some fields are marked asterisk or some red dot is there, which means that those fields are mandatory to be filled up. Okay, so as we can see, for a lead in Salesforce, by default, the name and the company and the lead status, these are the compulsory fields. The rest are not. But it is advised that you should be able to gather as much as information as possible for a lead. You can do it for the lead in the latter stage of your journey, but it is advised during the first time, have as much as information as you can. If not, then fine, just store it, but you should not skip storing a lead. Okay, whatever information comes your way, whatever prospective buyer comes your way, you should be able to store them. Okay, as we see that very acha. And again, another thing, Salesforce is one such software which has been designed keeping in mind that your business process does not have to be aligned to this. Okay, so suppose say Kaushik does business is different from my business. Kaushikda is using Alokda is using Salesforce. I am using Salesforce. Alokda is selling properties. I am selling software. So definitely the entire business domain is different. Salesforce is designed in such a way that Salesforce can be configured to fit your business process. It is not the other way around, which is the most advantageous and the distinguishing feature between Salesforce and other CRM softwares that are present in the market. Okay, so most of the CRM are very rigid. Configurations, I'll not say that configurations cannot be done, but very few configuration or very few changes in the process is allowed in all those softwares. Customizations sometimes are limited. Salesforce has enormous capability to accommodate the changes according to your business process. So, and again, Salesforce will align with your business process. You do not have to make any changes or make any exceptions to fit into Salesforce. Okay. So that's why what I was showing the screen, it contains some information about the lead. Okay. There are some fields. So for your company, you might be storing the leads in one format. I might be storing the leads in a different format for my company. So those differences can be, and these differences can be sometimes be very little, sometimes can be huge. And Salesforce allows you to customize these screens, these pages as you wish, whichever way you want. They provide you tools, they provide you GUI features, and we can do whatever, what not. Any you want anything under the sun, which is legal, that can be implemented in Salesforce. So, for example, we have implemented entire Facebook page inside a Salesforce CRM. The one company could control their Facebook posts, their Facebook comments from the CRM itself. Okay, so other integrations though are definitely there. Yeah, so I'll again just go back sharing my screen. Okay, so this is the lead page. This is how you record a lead. You can choose a salutation. You can add, remove these salutations. Let me just put all of those name. Let me put all of those phone number. NPR. Okay. Anything else I want? Lead source, the phone inquiry, industry, um, real estate. We have real estate. Suppose I do not have real estate. Real estate I do
Okay.
not. So I can
Other,
configure. Yes.
other, so okay, if any industry is not there,
Hmm.
so we'll make it in other or we'll create other industry. You
I'll
can just
just I'll just show you.
okay.
So we could see that when we are trying to create Alokda's lead, I'm not getting in the industry this real estate. Okay. So what we can do, we can go to I'll tell later how what I am doing or how I'm doing, but I'll just show how easy it is to customize these things. I'll just refresh. Now again, I want to store all of those name. You see, real estate is here.
Yeah.
It is that easy. It took me less than a minute to change or bring any change in this here. Okay. So now you see, we have a lead by Alokda's name. The company details is here. The mobile number is here, and it is showing something called lead owner. So Salesforce allows a multi-tenant architecture,
Mhm.
and it means that different users can log into the same basically building. Like it's like multi-tenant. So there's a building. It has 10 rooms. Okay. So few features will be accessible to all. Just a second. I just my power is shutting down. Yeah. Sorry for the interruption. So as we know that like a apartment building, there could be 10 rooms. So 10 people are 10 different people, 10 different families are staying in that building, and individually person 1 does not have access to person two's room until person 1 is allowing that person to enter that room. So those things are called private, but it has few features, like suppose the lobby, the lift, the terrace. Those are accessible by everyone. Salesforce does allow this kind of architecture. So I am the lead owner. So, and this is very specific for some industries like real estate. So, one sales representative is getting one lead. It is very pertinent, or it is very important for them to protect so that someone else does not poach this client and something like that. So, we could make rules like that, that certain things would be visible only to the owner, or to the rules, or to the sharing that they create, and certain things can be visible to everyone. Okay. Okay. So going forward, what we are seeing here, this is called a lead path. Okay. And through this lead path, we track the journey of a lead from the when the lead is recorded into the system till the time we are converting the lead, or we are just disqualifying the lead. Okay, so we can see there are, these are called the stages of the lead. Okay, the status of the lead. First status say it is open, not contacted. So lead is recorded, but I have not done a real conversation with the lead. Okay, so I could do some phone calls, I could do some activities. Say I, these are called activities. Okay, will come in details. So say suppose I have called the lead. Customer requested call back. I could just save this task. Okay, I have a call, I just noted down the MOM of my call. Then suppose I set a reminder, call due date when, say tomorrow I need to call this customer. Okay, so it will come as a reminder to me. Say a task was created. So I need to schedule a meeting. Okay, when I need to schedule it, I need to schedule it on 13th at what time? And say suppose 10 a.m. I need to set a meeting, 10 to 11. So it comes to my meeting. We could see that it is coming. Okay, and if I see go for calendar, see it will show me that I have a meeting with Mr. Alok Shah on 13th of January. So this is called a Salesforce calendar. It is like your Outlook or Google Calendar, and most importantly, this could be synced with your Outlook or Google Calendar. Okay, so these are the activities that we can perform.
Dipanjan, anything like if we wanted to alarm, as soon as we log in, we want something to be triggered or alarmed or
Sure,
prioritized, like something that
sure,
needs to be
sure.
seen
So
on front of
these
it.
things are called notifications. So as soon as you log in, if you have your tasks pending, or if you those are basically, so if I log in tomorrow, okay, I have some task for tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, I have a call task for tomorrow. So if I, whenever I log in, I will log in, it will show me as a notification. It will show me a pop-up push notification. And if it is my in my mobile, it will come as a push notification, like the app notifications that comes, it will come as an app notification to my mobile app, just if I have the Salesforce mobile app installed.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
so now say I have done a connect with Mr. Shah, and we things are going good. Now I say that yeah, this is good to go, I'll just convert my lead. So see, when I'm converting my lead, these three things, these three entities are coming: account, contact, opportunity. So say my naming opportunity, January 26 CRM underscore CRM. Okay, and I'm converting the opportunity. You see, my three different entities are created. One is the account, one is the contact, and one is the opportunity. Let me go to the account first. Okay, again, we could see that since I have converted the opportunity, I am the account owner. Okay, this is the details. What is the detail? Bare minimum details has been taken from here, which is the name of the company, account name. Okay, now if I go to the related section, I'll see that there is one contact, which is Mr. Alok Shah, and there is opportunity created with this. Okay, this is called a, okay, if I go to account, this is called the list view. If I click on any account, whatever page it takes me is called the record page for that particular account. Okay, One important thing to see is I had done few meetings with Mr. Alok Shah for that, when he was the particular lead. Whenever I'm converting that, all those activities are here. You see, I have called him, I have a task to call, I have a meeting which is due. Okay, these are the upcoming section and these are the completed section. Okay, so any communication or any meeting or anything that any activity that you do with your lead is not lost, even if the lead is lost or lead is converted. Okay, this appears in this activity section. Okay, so here we can again give different types of, if you see that industry has came, we can give the address over here, we can give the ownership, we can give the website, we can give the fax number, and if we want to configure something else, we can do that as well. Okay, now how we can create different contexts. Now Mr. Alok Shah is there, I want someone else some to connect. Say suppose I want to connect with Mr. Agarwal. Okay, you see, two contacts are created under the account NPR. Okay, so for the next time, and now let me go to the opportunity as well. Okay, you see, this is the opportunity record page. Okay, this is the details where we can fill in the details of that opportunity. These are the various stages of the opportunity. Again, these stages are these are coming by default from Salesforce. We can definitely change, we can reposition the stages if we want to introduce new stages at all. We can do anything as per our requirement, as per the requirement of the business that we are catering to. Okay, so when we go to one stage to another like this, and finally we generally basically close this opportunity. Whenever we are closing this opportunity, we see there are two different stages that are coming. One is the closed won, another is the closed lost. So when we close won or close lose an opportunity, this completes my pre-sales and sales process. So for few companies, pre-sales and sales is basically handled by the same kind of thing. For some companies, there could be pre-sales and sales, different teams are there, and whatever comes after closing an opportunity is basically the post-sales cycle. We'll touch upon the post-sale cycles after we complete the sales cycle in details in the Salesforce. Okay, so so far, anyone having any questions or anything regarding this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dipanja, just one query I have. Like,
sure,
when
sure.
we are from the opportunity, when we are closing, see, opportunity means dealing is getting materialized, or like, the uh, lead are getting converted. So the opportunity is created and the deal is getting created. So at the time, maybe, the deal is means the quotation is shared, the commercial part is done, the
Correct,
amount has been received, and then it is getting paid. That is proper trading
correct.
between the buyer and seller. So the last step, when you were showing like the closed win and closed lost. So what? See, the deal is converted, but it is win situation, right? So there is nothing to lose then.
No, so suppose you shared the quotation with them, and they do
Hmm.
not go with your given price, and you are also not reducing your price. So how
Hmm.
would you what would you treat the deal as?
No, no. See, opportunity is created means the quotation is finalized. I mean, the
No,
agreement is done between
no,
the both. Which one?
not in this case.
Oh,
We
okay.
are only considering it as a opportunity when that person has shown interest beyond the basics, and we are in talks with them. So suppose Kaushik, the for us, take us for example, the BDR team or the sales team is pre-sales team is bringing meetings for us. So like whichever first meeting that we are doing with them is basically creating a lead for us. But does that, or does it that mean that every first meeting that we are doing with the client, are we converting the lead to an opportunity? Obviously not. So suppose say we are doing a demo for some client, okay, then only we are converting that lead to an opportunity. I'm just saying there could be hundreds of different other criteria for different companies. For us, like taking the example for us, some companies coming, we are going for a first call. We are just presenting our company. We are just taking their requirements, and if they are interested, we are trying to gauge that if they are actually interested or not, whether they have a requirement or not. We are going in talks with them, and we are trying to present them a certain kind of demonstration. After seeing the demonstration, if they are showing interest, we are proceeding forward. That's how we are converting it to an opportunity. But even if they are showing interest, we are not right away sharing the quotation with them. We are trying to have a discovery session. We are trying to see what are their requirements, finalize the requirements. Then we make a proposal. After making the proposal, they are negotiating with about the price, and some other steps might be required. Then we are filing the contract, and then we are closing. But for this these steps to happen, this deal could go either way. At any step, they might say, no, we are dropping this. We are not having this requirement at this current point of time. We are not affording a CRM at this point of time. I'm happy doing this without a CRM. I'm getting some other CRM. I'm getting some other vendor. It could go anyway. So if I do not close that deal remain as a open. So I'll just connect my sales guy and say, okay, what is the status of this deal? It is still open. You tell me the status. So that deal has to be closed, either on a winning cause or on a losing cause. That's what
Got it,
how
got it.
we are
So
categorizing.
that means sale lose means the sale has not been finalized,
Yeah,
and the wins means the sale has been finalized.
correct. So after sale, there could be a different post sale scheme altogether. We'll not go to that right now. We'll take it as they come. Yeah. So that would be all for this first section from the pre-sales and sales part of recording.